welcome back. I hope you're all so well. I can't even begin to tell you guys how freaking excited I am to be sitting here today and to finally film, and I'm so genuinely excited about filming today. I don't even know what it is, but yeah, I'm really happy about it. I feel like I've been so busy, and so I've only been uploading once or twice a week, kind of depending on how busy I am and what's going on in the week. And yeah, I just want to get back to 3 days a week. I got a lot of fun stuff planned. Trust me, we got a Zara haul coming up, so definitely stay tuned for that. Just got a lot of good things planned, so I'm really excited. I'm just excited today. I'm excited to be filming. I'm excited to be sitting here talking to you guys about luxury fashion. So today I want to talk about 5 luxury pieces you should never, and I mean never, start your collection with. Now, if one of you, and I'm sure there's plenty, have started your collection with one of the items that I'm going to be talking about today, let me know what your experience was. Did you regret it or did you not regret it? So I wanted to do this video because I've already done one where I talk about the 5 pieces that you should buy, to like 5 bags or pieces that you should start your collection with. But today I just wanted to talk about the opposite because it is something that we need to talk about, and I feel like you can make a lot of mistakes, especially if you're saving really hard to buy your first luxury piece and then you get something that you're absolutely not happy with, and then like it puts a sour taste in your mouth and you just totally regret it. So we don't want that. We do not want regrets, people, okay? We don't want that. You know what, guys? Like, I don't even care anymore. I think I'm gonna start sitting here like HRH Collections, and I'm gonna brush my hair while I'm filming and talking to you guys because it's a vibe. Number 1, I love watching her brush her hair. And number 2, like, my hair's always a mess. I feel like when I'm done filming and I'm editing the footage, I'm like, really? That's what your hair looked like the entire time? So now I'm like, I just want to sit here and like brush it because what the hell? Anyways, also, before I forget, everything's gonna be linked in the description box down below. All the items that I'm gonna be talking about, even though I'm telling you not to buy them, for your first luxury item. Now, if you already have an existing collection, you know, then you might go ahead. And buy that and not regret it. But yeah, also this top that I'm wearing today, for those of you who care, it's from Angelique and Vogue, which this top, you guys, I'm not just saying that because it's from my store. It's so freaking cute. It's the perfect top for fall. And I know that a lot of the times, like, this material can be very, very scratchy, and I don't like, I would never wear something that's super scratchy. This is so nice and soft and cozy. It's just perfect. You could dress it up, you could dress it down. I absolutely love it. I think it's beautiful. Perfect neutral color. If you don't want it to be like too cropped, definitely size up. But yeah, that will be linked in the description box as well. So let's go ahead and start off with the first item. So the first item that you should never ever buy for your first luxury purchase is a bag. Not just any bag, but a bag that you haven't put any thought into. A bag that you maybe just saw on, you know, your favorite Instagram influencer, or maybe you saw it on a person that was like walking by you on the street and you were like, oh, this is cute, that's what I'm gonna buy. And you should never do that, because a lot of the times I feel like I see bags, or I see, you know, luxury items in general, and I'm like, oh, that's really cute, like, I really like that. And then a week later I'll look at it and I'm like, oh man, I'm so glad I didn't buy that, because that's so not me, and that so doesn't fit my aesthetic. And so I feel like that's something that's really important, and that we don't, like, I feel like we don't talk about this enough, is like, you really should think about your purchase. And like, even for me, like, there's a bag that I'm about to buy that I have been looking at for a longer time, and it's not like, even, I mean, it's a luxury price, but it's not like up there with Chanel prices, but I still have been looking at it for a while because I'm like, I don't want to regret this purchase. I want to make sure that it fits my aesthetic. So every day when I'm getting dressed, I'm like, could I wear XYZ bag that I'm thinking about buying with this outfit? Would it fit my style? And if I can go an entire week and be like, yep, it would look good with this, yep, it would look good with that, then I'm like, okay, this fits my aesthetic, this would be great for me. Because believe it or not, a lot of the times I think we can find bags, shoes, whatever, beautiful on other people, but it would never look good on us, okay? And that happens to me a lot. Like, I see things on other people and I'm like, oh my God, that looks so good, but I know that it wouldn't look good on me. So I feel like we should really think about that, okay? So don't ever go and buy a bag that you just saw on some people on Instagram, or you know, in real life that you haven't really thought about. Does that make sense? I hope that really makes sense. Let me know what you guys think about that. Number 2 is you should never, ever buy your first luxury item because it's cheap, because it's on sale, or because it's more affordable than the actual bag that you're really in love with. So let's say there's a Chanel bag that you absolutely love and it's your dream bag, okay? Let's say it's your unicorn. But then there's a bag from Gucci that you also like, but you're not in love with. It's not your unicorn, but you like it. But it's a little, it's $2,000 cheaper than this unicorn you have over here, right? So then you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just gonna buy this because it's more affordable. Why would you do that? Because you're still gonna want that other bag, right? You're still gonna want that unicorn. You're not gonna be able to not think about it, and then you're gonna regret buying that Gucci bag because now you spend $2,000 that you could have put towards your unicorn. Okay, you could have put it towards your unicorn, but you spend it on this Gucci bag that you're probably not even gonna love a year from now. So just keep saving instead of buying something just because it's cheaper or more affordable. And I'm doing this because nothing luxury is really cheap or affordable. You know what I mean? It is a luxury. But you guys get what I'm trying to say. So don't ever do it. I promise you're going to regret it. I've done that so many times. Like when I was younger, and I say younger, I'm just 30, but when I was like 21, like I would buy a bag because it was a little cheaper than, you know, a bag that I maybe really wanted. And then I'm like, God, if I would have just spent $600 more or waited a couple months longer to save that $600 up, then I could have had the bag that I actually wanted. So yeah, definitely wouldn't do that. Let's move on to number 3. Okay, this is an actual like specific item, and that is sunglasses. Sunglasses, I know some of you are gonna hate me. I love a good pair of luxury sunglasses, but I also love cheap sunglasses, okay? They don't have to be luxury. Here's the thing with luxury sunglasses. They lose value like that. The minute you buy a pair of luxury sunglasses, done. You're never gonna ever get even half of your money back. Trust me, I've worked in luxury resale. You won't. Like, they sell so bad. So for me, that was kind of also a big eye-opener to me when I worked in that industry. I'm like, I don't wanna spend $600. Like I have a pair of Porsche design sunglasses, I have Celine sunglasses. Do I love them? Absolutely. And I will keep wearing them. But I would never buy like a really trendy pair of designer sunglasses or just a random pair of designer sunglasses, especially not for my first luxury item, because it's just gonna lose value like that. And then you're like stuck with an item, again, you might not like for next year's summer. So I would never buy something like that for my first purchase. I would like, that's something I would buy later on once I already have kind of an established collection, if that makes sense. I'd rather take that money and put towards something bigger. My God, okay, I gotta take a breath because I'm talking way too fast and I'm getting way too excited. So let's talk about the next item that you should never buy for your first purchase. And that, I know this is gonna sound like a broken record because I'm sure a lot of luxury YouTubers talk about this, but it is true, and that is something really trendy, okay? So I think I don't even know, I can't even tell you if my first bag purchase was the Neverfull. I can't remember, it might have been. It was one Louis Vuitton bag, that's what I know, but I would never buy something that's super trendy. So for my first designer bag purchase, luxury purchase in general, I wouldn't, let's say, go for a Gucci bum bag or a Louis Vuitton bum bag. Even though those are great bags, they're beautiful, that's not what I would purchase with my money for my very first bag, because again, things like that, you don't know if you're gonna love them in a couple years from now, and you also don't know like if they're gonna stand the test of time. I would always recommend to go with something classic. And I know a lot of you are gonna scream at me and say, I don't care about reselling my stuff. Trust me, even if you don't care right now, because I never used to care, there's gonna come a point in your life, you're gonna come to a point in your life where you're like, man, I really don't use this. Like, I just wanna kind of get rid of it and maybe put the money towards something else. It's a smart thing to do. Why keep something that you don't use? Even if you have a shit ton of money, why not recycle? Like, it just makes sense, you know what I mean? Anyways, so you always like want to at least think about that a little bit. And something that's super trendy that just came out that you don't know is going to stand the test of time. Again, number one, you don't know if you're going to love it for the rest of your life. You don't know if it's going to fit your aesthetic because that changes, and you just don't know how the value is going to be in a couple years from now. So yeah, I would always recommend to go with something classic. 100%, like always go with something classic. And last but not least, let's talk about designer shoes really quickly, because you guys know that I'm huge on designer shoes, like huge, obsessed with designer shoes. I know there are people that are like, absolutely not, don't ever buy designer shoes because, you know, you walk on them, you ruin them the minute you buy them, like after you purchase them. But I can't sit here and say that to you guys because I have so many designer shoes. I love every single one of them, and I've never regretted a purchase except for one, and that's why I wanted to put it in this video. So I would make sure that for your first luxury shoe purchase, you don't buy a shoe that's gonna be uncomfortable. Don't ever buy a shoe just because it's beautiful. So let's say a pair of Christian Louis Vuittons. I had a pair, I wanted them so bad, and they might have been like my third or fourth pair of designer shoe purchases that I've made, and I hated that shoe. I hated it. I loved looking at it. It looked great in my closet, but every time I wanted to reach for that black pump with the red bottom, I was dreading it because I knew how uncomfortable they were. Now, I am European, okay? I'm not saying all European women are like that, but like, where I'm like in Germany, like I feel like women wear heels a lot more. And maybe it's just where I live here in Columbus. I feel like women are in trainers a lot more, or just more a comfortable shoe. But I feel like back home, women wear heels a lot. Like I wear heels all the freaking time, and I couldn't wear this freaking shoe. It was so uncomfortable, and it was $800 thrown out the window. I ended up selling them. But yeah, I definitely lost a little bit of money, and I wish I would have never done that. I was way happier when years later I started buying shoes like Gucci loafers and just shoes that were flat and comfortable, but then also heels like Manolo Blahniks that cater to my type of foot. Now, you might be someone that is extremely comfortable in a Christian Louis Vuitton shoe because maybe you have a really narrow foot and you can just walk in them beautifully. But if you have a wider foot, which a lot of women do, it's an extremely uncomfortable shoe. So anyways, I'm going on a rampage here. Just don't buy a shoe that is not comfortable. Don't buy a shoe for your first luxury purchase that you couldn't wear like 10 hours straight. Just don't do it because I feel like you're gonna regret it. At least I did. And I just feel like that was a really bad move on my part. So now I always make sure comfort and practicality. Like, is it practical? How often do I wanna wear this shoe? Like, is it a shoe that I just wanna wear to go out in, or do I wanna be able to walk through New York City with it? You know what I mean? So I really like think about it, but just don't ever buy a shoe that isn't comfortable to you, that you feel like you can only wear if you're, because why would you want a pair of like $900 shoes that you're only gonna wear like to a restaurant once a month, and you're only gonna be able to walk from the freaking car into the restaurant and sit down? That's all you can do because you can't walk in them. That's horrible. Like, I'd much rather take my Manolo Blahniks that were like $1,000 and I will wear them to go shopping because they're so comfortable that I can walk in them all day. You know what I mean? So yeah, I really hope that you guys found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And I already said that at the beginning. Wow, let's just get our lives together. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.